Joel Bitonio talked a little bit about the struggles that the run game faced against the Ravens yesterday. Here's Joel Bitonio on the run game struggling.
It was, tough sledding. They were, first off, we didn't execute well enough. There were yards to be had that we did not get, but it was a tough. They were loading the box and their backers were firing very quickly. A few times. So it was definitely tough sledding. But there's things we can do better. There's different things we can check too and get out of certain runs if they're overloading a side or something like that. So there's all things. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to you got to win your one-on-one matchup more times than you don't. And, sometimes there's an extra hat in the box or, you got to push it a little farther than you want to, different angles. But at the end of the day, we have to find a way to execute better. And that goes on the player's shoulders.
And in fairness to Joel Bitonio, he has graded out extremely high, one of the top graded guards in the league for the season. But do you sense that there's an answer for that Kevin Stefanski's working on?
Well, there has to be, because they're playing the same team coming up in a couple of weeks, and they certainly have to beat some of the things that they saw. And of course, that's such a well-coached team, those Ravens are, and they dug in and they found some things that they thought the Browns would be vulnerable to, and they exploited those things. So now the Browns have 2 weeks to work that out and change some things up and have an answer for that, as Joel mentioned. And you asked me about too. I mean, can Baker audible out of those types of things when you see them overloading the one side and whatnot? They've got to figure it out. And maybe one of the things that you can do, which I would do more often, is I would have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield a little bit more together, or at least on the field together at the same time. And then you can do some different things with them, both in terms of the run game and the pass game with screens and whatnot. So I definitely think there are more things that they can try.
And I think those are all the things that are on the table in Berea this week.